Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Ashok. In this video, we'll try to understand what is Python and why it is necessary to learn Python for specifically for data science. And then second point, we'll understand whether Python is necessary or compulsory to learn data science, right? And we'll understand a few of the data structures in Python, and then we'll understand a few libraries which are present in Python specifically for data science. And also we'll try to see how do you set up Python and then start coding. So without making much delay, let's get in. Typically, to learn data science, there are four important things which you need to understand. First one is you need to have a solid understanding of statistics. Second, you need to have a very good understanding of mathematics, right? Third thing is you need to have a domain expertise, right? It is very much important. The other thing which is very much important, right, is programming, right? And you should have a knowledge of any one programming language. And there are multiple programming languages which are used. You have R, you have Java, you have Python, right? So if you ask me, right, most of the projects, most of the data science projects, if you see, are running on Python, right? There are few which are running in Java, but for in this tutorial, in this series, what we are going to learn is on Python. So a lot of people's working in different backgrounds. Some are in mechanical, civil, or electrical. So they wanted to move. They will ask me a typical question, right? So whether Python is necessary to learn data science. But without Python, I cannot move my career to data science. See, guys, so even though if you move your career to data science, right, so you'll not be able to survive in data science, right? So programming language is a must to implement any kind of data science project or machine learning project or a deep learning projects, right? So you should have a basic understanding of a programming language, either it is R, Java, or Python, right? So why I'm focusing on Python is, right, it is very easy to learn, right? Very concise, very elegantly you can write the efficiently you can write the Python coding, right? So if suppose you are writing in Java and you are writing in 100 lines of Java code, but that same thing can be achieved in 15-20 lines in Python, right? So it is very easy to understand. In this series of Python, right, or roadmap for Python, we'll start first one, we'll start with the setting up. So we'll start setting up the Python, right? And we'll try to see, we'll download, we'll see what are the downloading steps for install. Then we'll see installation. We'll install Python basically for Mac or Windows, right? So whatever operating systems we are using, so we'll try to set up accordingly, right? So basically, if you want to execute any Python script, or you want to execute any Python project, right, implement any Python project, you should have an IDE. So this is integrated development environment. So this we'll see like what IDE we can use. You can use according to your use case, right? So simple, right? So you can use a notepad also. You write your Python code in particular notepad and then execute that particular Python notebook, right, by using the command line. Second thing is you can use PyCharm, or you can use Visual Studio Code. So for our series, right, we are going to use VS Code, but you are open for your choice of IDE. So guys, don't think Notepad as a IDE, but if for your simple testing, right, so you have an option of writing your piece of logic into Notepad and then run it in command, right? So, but I don't prefer that as an IDE. But if you want to learn any kind of IDE, you go ahead with the PyCharm or the VS Code. Then we'll understand basic syntax for Python. So guys, Python is basically known for its clear and concise syntax, right? So that is the only reason why everyone is using Python compared to the other languages. It's very easy to learn. So you can add your comments. So then we'll understand about Variables. So variables, again, how do you declare variables? How do you store the data? How do you store the text data? How do you store the integers, numbers, right? So we'll understand those things are in the variables. And we have data types. What are different data types in there? And we'll understand different data structures. Like we'll understand something about the list, tuple. We'll understand about dictionary. We'll understand about set. Then we'll understand something about the control flow. So where we'll have if statements, else statements, you have elif statements, for loops, and while loops. So what we'll do, we'll typically write a code for all these control flow statements like if, else, elif, for, while loops, right? So these functions are basically the reusable block. So reusable block of code, right? Basically which performs different type of tasks. Then you will use something called as def keyword to create functions. So these functions typically take the arguments as an input, and it will return values, which is nothing but output. So all these things we'll understand in our coming videos of Python. Then we'll understand something about the data manipulation and analysis. So in this data manipulation, we'll first understand NumPy. So we'll master this NumPy because this NumPy is the foundation for numerical computing in Python, right? So we'll see what is NumPy. And in NumPy, we'll try to see how do you create a multi-dimensional array and start performing the mathematical calculations, mathematical transformations on top of NumPy. We'll also deep dive into pandas because this pandas is a very important library for data manipulation and data transformation. Basically for pandas, we'll try to see this is all works with the data frames, and it will try to do the data cleaning. Data cleaning steps are very much important. Data transformations it will do data analysis. It will has the few of the packages to handle missing data, right? Then we'll move ahead with the data visualization libraries. So out of this is first one is the matplotlib. So this matplotlib is the core library for any kind of visualization, right? So if you want to build any kind of bar chart, scatter plot, KD plots, histograms, so this matplotlib is a very important library. So you'll understand Seaborn library. So this is also a very important library on top of matplotlib, which is basically used for statistical and graphical analysis. So we'll understand another important library, scikit. So this scikit-learn is basically providing the few of the libraries, few of the packages specifically for solving the machine learning use cases, where you solve classification, or you use something called as regression and clustering. So basically, the scikit-learn library typically or package provides more. If you are working on the machine learning libraries, machine learning use cases, right? In that case, what happens when you implement the classification, regression, or clustering use cases, right? In that case, you need to train your model, you need to evaluate your model, you need to deploy the model, right? And then you need to fine tune your models, right? So in this case, the scikit-learn package provides you all those functions or all those methods which you want to implement. So you guys might have a question, right? Why Python? Why not other language specifically for data science, right? So Python has become a go-to language for data science due to its several reasons, right? It's not only single reasons. There are many reasons why everyone is moving in Python basically for data science. So the first point is their readability. So Python is very easy, very concise, very elegantly you can write Python, and very less lines of code you can write Python. So Python has many built-in functions, many libraries, right, which you can use for data transformations, the visualizations, data cleaning, everything. So whatever you think of, right, Python has those libraries available for you. So be it is a NumPy, Pandas, scikit-learn, matplotlib, seaborn, plotly, cufflinks. So huge libraries are available. So the other important point is it has a large community, right? So Python community is very large. So if you got stuck in any Python related queries, right, in that case you have this community is very large, and you can post your queries there, and you'll get a response very quickly. So another important point is Python is open source. So Python is freely available, and it is available to everyone without using any licensing cost, right? In this video, we learned why Python is most important programming language for data science, right? And then we saw like what we are going to learn in this particular series, or the roadmap. We'll try to do the setup, right? Setting up the Python, and then we'll use different IDs to write our code, and then build our code, and then do the debugging. Then we'll move ahead to this. We understood basic syntax for Python, where we'll write comments, variables, data types, and we'll understand different data structures, right? Then we'll try to understand control flow in this coming series, and then we'll understand about functions. We'll write functions, and then inside the functions we'll do any kind of return the values, take the inputs, and use the output, right? We'll see all those things in coming videos. Then we'll understand data manipulation and data analysis by using different libraries present in the data manipulation. And we understood about the data visualization library. We have matplotlib, seaborn, plotly, cufflinks, and another important library which package which you need to understand is on the scikit-learn, right? This is very much important library, and all the machine learning, if you are using machine learning use cases, right, in that case you will see like scikit-learn everywhere. And at the end, we understood why Python, what are the features of Python, why it is most important, and why everywhere is Python getting used. So in the coming videos, what we'll do, we'll start using Python, we'll download Python, we'll install the Python, we'll install our libraries, different IDs, right? And then we'll start coding in Python, and slowly you will start learning Python. There is a task for you guys for in today's video. I want you guys to explore this notepad, right? In the notepad, what you have to do is you have to write a small Python script, save it as .py file, and then compile it and run it in the command line. So guys, this will be a very important start for you guys. Just take a notepad, a simple notepad, and save it as a .py file. Write a small Python script. Hello world, you can say, write hello world, right? Just print hello world in the notepad, and then save it as a .py file and run it in the command line. And you guys provide me in the comment section whether you'll be able to run this notepad or not. Okay guys, that's it from my side for today's video. Hope you like this video. If you really like it, hit thumbs up, and then please subscribe the channel and share with all your friends. I'll meet you all in the next video. Till then, take care, keep learning, and keep rocking.